Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Saka here, and welcome back to another episode of NASCAR Racing 2003 season, and we are at the penultimate race, the next to last race. 2 races to go. The race before the championship, whatever you want to call it. We've got Phoenix and we've got Homestead, and we already have our guaranteed spot in the championship 4, so this race is kind of a throwaway race. My main goal for this particular race is not to get involved in the championship. I want to let things play out as they do. Phoenix is very, very tough. It's been repaved here, as you can see, with this black pavement, and green flag is out. Speaking of green, Bobby Labonte right in front of us on that high lane. We'll try to keep one lane up here. Brandon was on the pole. We'll see how well he can do. We sort of push up a bit there in the turn, go 3 wide. We have to really watch out for that outcropping wall. Have to really turn it in. Turn 3, you can drive in nice and deep. There's enough grip to catch the car, but since we're out of the groove, we'll have to sort of settle in here where we can. And like I said, there's no pressure to move forward. We don't have to win. We don't even have to finish well. We've started the race, so we're guaranteed a spot in Homestead. We could just park the car right now, but what would be the fun in that? Let's get a run on Bill Elliott here. Car a little loose there as we go through the dog leg setting up to turn 3. And you can see how much you really have to put into this. I'm sure the right side tires are going to wear out tremendously, especially that right front tire. We'll let these guys sort of fan out in front of us, get single file before we start to make some moves, and I believe this is where we can settle and be comfortable. Now we're going to split this race into 2 sections, 32 lap race that's 16 and 16. We might try to do some strategy. If the yellow flag doesn't come out, this track is notorious for kind of letting the lap cars get into accidents after their pit stop, so we may stay out and try to catch them 1 lap down. It's a shorter track, so we can definitely put some cars a lap down once they pit. It's just a question of catching the caution during that exchange, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Speaking of bridge, it's interesting to have a bridge crossing the racetrack. You only see that here at Phoenix and Dover, if memory serves. Well, I mean, of course, you got Watkins Glen, but I'm thinking, bridges over the racetrack isn't that common, so interesting to see. We'll dive into turn 3, see if we can make up some ground on Bill. We can indeed, and they're starting to fan 3 wide there, Rattlesnake Hill out to our right. A nice spot to watch a race if you get a chance to. And yeah, Phoenix is one of those tracks that, even though you can practice well, they just have so much grip, and I don't think the AI cars are dropping off as much. We're holding station here behind Bill Elliott fairly well, but those cars behind us, they've lost the position. Oh, into Bill just a little bit, sliding up. We lost the nose a bit. We had to save it. Bill goes to the high side, and he'll just drive away once more. So that's what we get for trying to pass somebody, unfortunately. I am glad we are not in a must-win situation. I'd be much more frustrated than I am now, for sure. Clip the curb just a bit there. I mean, these cars, it's like Richmond, and I'm not that fast at Richmond either. So this drive deep into a corner and just hope that the car sticks approach doesn't really sit well with my driving style. I'm more of a roll out of it and roll through the corner, but that's where they're gaining all their time. And I mean, there's really no need to push, even though Bill is leaving us a bit. No worries. We'll see what pit stops can do for us. I don't believe 2 tires is going to be a good call, though. I think we want to have 4 fresh tires under us for both segments. Luckily, only 1 pit stop, though, so pit strategy isn't really going to be that big of a thing. You either pit it halfway, or you try to run out your fuel and then pit then and have fresher tires at the end. But as slow as we are, even on new tires, I don't think that will net us any spots. So we're sort of at the mercy of single file racing. We can get down the apron there. That's the Kevin Harvick line. You get the left sides on the apron, get the car to rotate just a little bit better, de-wedge the car a bit, the car can rotate and you don't have to spend as much tire wear getting the car to pivot. But I mean, we're so far back, it really doesn't matter. And this is just extraordinary. I think we struggled a bit the first time we were at Phoenix as well. I don't remember Phoenix being too kind for us the last time we ran here, and it's just a matter of survival at this point. 22 laps to go. The laps should click by fairly quickly, maybe only 11 minutes left in this race, and it'll be interesting to see who wins this race, because the winner of this race, if it's not Brandon, and they're in the top 8, will be guaranteed a spot at Homestead as well. So we'll see who the third competitor is that's racing with us, and then that fourth position will be down to points. And at the end of last race, both Tony Stewart and Dale Earnhardt were tied. If neither one of them can lead a lap, then it literally comes down to who finishes in front of who. Does Stewart finish in front of Earnhardt and go to the championship, or does Earnhardt finish in front of Stewart and go to the championship? Or is a long shot like Rusty Wallace possible? Guys like Jeff Burton and Ward Burton absolutely have to win here in order to get into that championship 4. So Jarrett was sitting pretty. Me and Brandon are guaranteed a spot, but the other positions, who knows? So I'm interested to see more at the end of the race. Coming around now to 19 laps to go. There we go. So we're closing in on pit stops, and I believe the AI will try to split this race in half. So in about 3 laps or so, we should see the AI in pit road, and it kind of feels like Elliott is coming back to us. I mean, that could be optimism leaking in, and we're not really catching him at all. Right front tire is still looking okay. All 4 tires are green as far as wear is concerned, so if we have to, if we have to run longer, we can. And what you see there was don't look at your menus in the middle or setting up for a turn. You will miss your turn. You will miss your marks. Let's not do that again. Oh, and Brandon's coming back to us. He started on the pole, and it looks like Brandon is going through the same handling issues that I am. We're running identical setups, so I imagine he's feeling what we're feeling here. Bill Elliott right on his back bumper. I don't know if he'll be able to get around Brandon. He looks to the inside there. Brandon may let him go. It really depends. No, he'll drive further in. But Brandon is in our position as well. He doesn't need a win to advance to the championship 4. We're just mainly looking out to see who we're going to be racing against next week at Miami-Dade Homestead Motorsport Complex Facility Racing Grounds, whatever they call it, Homestead. All right, 16 laps to go. So we're looking for, this time, the AI to pit. If they are splitting the race in half, this is the time that they would come down. We'll see if that comes to fruition. And I think we have enough good tire wear to do that hope for caution tactic that I was thinking about. There goes Bill Elliott down on the apron. He will come to pit road. Dale Jr. will come down to pit road as well. And it looks like Brandon is joining us in the stay out and hope for a yellow approach. We'll make up some positions. With Brandon in front of us, we won't lead a lap, though, for that bonus point. But, as I said, doesn't matter. We can cut this corner a bit, try to drive it a little bit more straight. Car felt a little airborne there, not going to lie, when we came down off the rumble strip. But we can go 5 more laps on this fuel run. So let's run these 5 laps, see if indeed a yellow flag comes out. But we are putting these guys a lap down. If the yellow were to come out, it'd be a question of, is the AI crazy enough to pit again? Or will they be at the tail end of the lead lap, starting in front of us as the leaders? That would indeed be interesting. Brandon around Jarrett there. Let's see how fast Dale Jarrett is. I know Jarrett has just come off with fresh tires, and Jarrett is pacing the field right now, so essentially that's the leader. We drove into the corner a little bit too tough. There's Jeff Gordon. I'll let him go by on fresh tires, and we will stay out as best we can. Oh, geez, Michael. Well, let's go to the inside here, put Michael Waltrip lap down ourselves. He's up there in the high lane. We'll see if we can get around Mikey. And no, we have to drive off a little bit early. Michael Waltrip side by side. Still there. Okay, so we cleared Michael. Not bad at all. And Michael is on older tires, and he was behind us in that slower group. So, I mean, that right there shows you the tires are not falling off as much because we were able to clear Michael Waltrip on old tires fairly easy. Yeah, 2 laps to go in the fuel tank. I am not thinking that a yellow flag will come out to us. Yellow on the front tires, so pitting this time for sure. I mean, we gambled and it didn't pay out, but we didn't need that gamble to work. Ouch. Okay, so we smacked the right side of the car just a little bit. Not bad. We can pretty much drive hard into pit road here, and looks like Brandon is coming down this time as well. We'll catch up to him here. 3,500 in second gear. Nice straight braking, and there's pit road speed there. We are pitting around Mike Skinner, just on the entry of turn 1, and Brandon has that first pit stall, that important first pit stall. He just has to roll forward, and he'll have that position. Here we go, boys. 4 tires and fuel. Right sides are on, left sides are getting attached. Let's have a good solid pit stop. Don't repair the damage. Let me go, let me go, let me go. And down and away, 3,500 there. Brandon has his left sides up. He's down and away, and we've passed Brandon. So our pit crew getting it done. Maybe Brandon had a mistake. Maybe we were able to hold the speed a little bit better. But we are down and away in front of Brandon. There goes Bill Elliott. So pretty much we've settled in to where we were before this whole round of pit stops. Let's see where we come across the line this time. We've got 9 laps to go. We're coming across, okay, 18. Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, that's pretty much where we were before pit stop. So everyone had a pretty much similar pit stop and speed around the track. But we didn't lose a whole lot of ground coming to pit road. Staying out those extra laps did not seem to hurt us a bit. In fact, I think we actually picked up speed because we were not this close to Bill Elliott before the pit stop. So I think the strategy paid off as far as improving our position. Well, our place on the racetrack, let's say. 7 laps to go now. So this race should be over fairly quickly. Let's dime in the corner a bit. See if we can de-wedge the car a touch, get under Bill. No, Bill's going to drive away now that he's settled in and going. And that's a shame. So if we can't get Bill, this is where we're going to finish. There goes Brandon to our inside. Let's see if Brandon has anything for that 94 McDonald's Ford. 6 laps to go. So the leaders have crossed the line. We're about a quarter lap down. So we're not in danger of going a lap down. Yellow flag is out. There we go. Yellow flag is out. We'll be behind the 94. And we are not going to pit. Looks like Stacy Compton had trouble. But we will get back to the green flag if there is one. Stay tuned. Well, it looks like we're going green next time by. Dale Jarrett currently leading this race. Jeff Burton in 3rd place. He absolutely has to win in order to advance. This may get hairy. We'll be going green and white together. So 1 lap here at Phoenix to decide who goes on to Homestead. In real life, this would be the most vicious restart, I think. Even though there'd be green-white checkers, but still a late race caution. the last race before the championship, drivers separated by just a few points, and win and you're in, I think people would dump some people. This is where it would get hairy. Let's see if the AI counterparts are anything like the real NASCAR drivers here. And we'll get set up to go green. At least we have Bill Elliott right in front of us. We might be able to get on the inside here and maybe make up a few spots for posterity's sake. Green flag is out. Bill Elliott looks to the inside. Brandon goes to the outside, doesn't get a good start. Maybe Bill Elliott will get penalized? I mean, he's not in the championship, it doesn't matter, but it's interesting because Elliott passed to the left on the restart. Now, I don't think we're going to get middle 3 wide, Brandon on the outside, Junior inside. We shut the door on Dale Jr., and there's a crash up front. Crash up front. We'll stay low. Oh, geez, that looked like Earnhardt. Wow, that was nuts. What in the world happened there? Did I see correctly? No, Junior, no you don't. Okay, we'll beat Dale Jr. back to the line for 16th place. So a last lap crash here at Phoenix. What is that going to do to the championship, I wonder? Oof, that was a race. That was a race indeed. Nothing really that we could do. Oh, geez, they're still crashing. Still crashing after the fact. If that's not boys have at it, I don't know what is. Somebody isn't happy with somebody. That is nuts. So we'll get down to pit road. We'll see who won this race, and we'll take a look at those crashes that brought out the first yellow flag with Stacy Compton, and then we'll see who was involved in that last lap melee, and then tally up the points and see who is racing for a championship in Miami next week. With only one checkered flag left this season, I mean, this is everything that we've strived for the last, 9-10 months. So Dale Jarrett will advance. Tony Stewart will beat Earnhardt. And Wally Dallenbach will be out with a header. So let's take a look at the first caution. Let's see what brought out that first yellow flag with Stacy Compton. And there he was all the way up front there. Okay, let's rewind and see what happened to Stacy. So Sterling Marlin was involved here. So Mark Martin right on the back bumper of Stacy Compton, hooks him into Sterling Marlin, and around Marlin goes. Compton sliding sideways. Neither one of them hit anything. So that was enough to bring out the yellow and bring us all together. That was nuts. So let's take a look at that last lap crash now. It was going into turn 3 and 4. So there's the green flag. Let's see who was all up there. I know Newman was in it. It should have started around here, perhaps. Great camera work. Nope, there it was. The 43 I saw right there sideways. John Andretti sideways. Bobby Labonte sideways. And Tony Stewart up in the wall. Oh, that might have big championship implications for sure. With Earnhardt. Earnhardt hooks the 43 into Tony Stewart. Tony rim rides. The 43 gets stuffed. Stewart drives around. Rusty Wallace right there. Coming to the line, and that's where Tony Stewart made that spot up. So let's tally up the points and see where we are. So by 1 point, 1 position on the racetrack, the position he earned by getting through that crash, Tony Stewart will be the 4th and final driver in the championship 4. Earnhardt is out by 1 position. Rusty Wallace 12 back, Ward Burton 16 back, and Jeff Burton 34 back. So there you have it. Myself, Brandon, Jarrett, and Stewart will all be heads up in the final race. Whoever finishes highest out of the 4 of us wins the championship. Doesn't matter if it's 36th, 37th, 38th, and 39th. Whoever finishes 36 will win the championship. No bonus points for laps led. No bonus points for most laps. It's straight heads-up racing. But that's going to do it for me in this episode, ladies and gentlemen, of NASCAR Racing 2003 season. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week at the final race in Miami. Take care.